for this meeting as soon as it starts. 1 second. There it is. It started.
Okay.
Now it starts the meeting.
Okay, welcome to the first meeting of 2022 of the Conservation District of Delaware County. I'd like to welcome our new member, Vincent Pannoni. I don't know whether that's on here or not. Oh, announcement and newly appointed director. I guess I skipped myself here. At any rate, I'll get back to you, Vince. Okay, approval of the minutes.
Make approval of the minutes from December.
Okay, thanks, Randy. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Oh, Randy and Ray. All right, all in favor? I will assume.
Aye.
Okay, good. All right. Newly appointed director, Vincent Pannoni. Welcome to our little club.
All right, Vince. Welcome, Vince.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Very nice to see you. One of these days we'll get to see you in person.
Sure, we all look forward to that.
Yes, indeed, indeed.
Yeah, we usually do a swearing in, but due to the situation, we'll probably need to wait until we do it in person.
Yeah.
Another office. So we'll hold that, Linda. Is that okay?
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?
Could we hold the swearing in of the new director until we in person?
How about if you do, you can put it off, but how about if in February it cannot be done in person? Maybe we reconsider that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll give it another month and see if it ripens or goes away.
Yeah, I think that's fine because a lot of times directors aren't approved by the county commissioners until a couple of months in, so it's not like you're way behind the. I guess maybe Vincent wouldn't be like if you were running up against struggling to have a quorum, that might be a little more of an issue. But maybe Vincent doesn't have an official vote right now.
Do we have a quorum without Vincent?
Yes.
Okay. And
Okay.
Vincent, do you want to be called Vincent, Vince, whatever? What would you like to be called?
Just Vince Pannoni.
Okay, all righty, good, yeah. All righty, so thanks for that input, Linda. And
Sure.
we shall formally welcome Vince in February, let us hope. If not, we'll have a virtual welcoming. Okay. Next up, election of officers for 2022. Okay, Ed, you want to run this? Or
Sure.
yeah. Okay.
I'll be acting as interim chairman, temporary chairman, I should say, while we do the election of officers. Now, the first position that we have, then we can turn it back over to whoever the chairman is selected. I'd like to open up the meeting to nominations for chairman or chairperson of the Delaware County Conservation District Board. Do I have any nominations?
I will go ahead and nominate Cheryl Tumola.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Elaine, and thank you, Randy. I accept the nomination.
Any other nominations?
Motion to close the nominations.
Motion to close. Any objections? All in favor of Cheryl being chairman, say aye.
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 Opposed?
Thank you.
And I will turn it back over to Cheryl. Thank you. Cheryl.
Okay, vice chair. What's that silly sound? Nominations for vice chair. Who's our vice chair now?
It was Frank.
Frank.
It was Frank. So who would like to fill Frank's shoes? Anybody? Anybody? It's not a tough job. I just got to say, it's not a tough job. Okay, well, I'll nominate Ray. Oh wait, is Ray the other person? Is Ray the treasurer now, though?
He's the secretary treasurer, but he can move up.
I'll be honored to.
Okay, all righty. Okay, so I'll nominate Ray. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Okay, thanks, Randy. And Not hearing any objections, shall we move along with this? Yes?
Thank you.
Okay. And now that there's a vacancy at Secretary Treasurer, I would entertain a nomination of someone for this post now that Ray has vacated and moved on up.
Yeah.
I'd like to nominate Randy.
Uh,
Oh,
Hey.
I'll second that.
You.
Yes.
I'll help you. Sorry.
Oh, there we go. See, he'll take care of you for us. He'll be a good mentor. All right, do I hear any other nominations? Would someone move to close the nominations? Sorry, I missed that the last time.
I'll move to close.
All right, good. Thank you, Steve. Okay, all in favor of Randy as our new Secretary Treasurer?
Aye.
Yes, aye. Okay, good. Well, congratulations, fellas. Now we have a new lineup shifted. There we go. Thank you. And thank you for your votes. Okay, any audience comments, Ed? I guess not, but.
We did not get any emails requesting comment, and I did have it on our website on Friday.
Right. And nobody got back to you and said anything. So this
That's
is,
correct.
there are very few, we rarely have any audience comments anymore now that Steve Kosiak isn't with us.
Now, Steve came by the other day and
Did
he's
he?
stepping down. His COPD has gotten a little worse, and he's, up in his early 90s now.
Oh.
So he comes in and talks to me and tells me what's going on, but he's not even he stepped down from the chairmanship of the Delco Anglers as well.
Oh, wow.
But he's still helping them out.
Right, exactly. I'm sure he's still active with him for sure. I do miss seeing him. So when you see him again, tell him I said hi.
I will.
Excellent. Okay, next up, correspondence and announcements, the PACD December monthly report. I didn't see anything that was special for us or pertained to us much, but did you see anything, Ed, or anybody else read it and see anything that we should pay attention to?
It was pretty much just outlining what they're doing to earn our dues payments, and they have a very busy schedule and a very busy meeting schedule. There hasn't been any conflicts that they had to deal with lately, so that's a good thing. They are still running the PACD managers every 2 weeks now during COVID here, so that has been very helpful to keep us up to speed on what's going on.
Right, and to keep you connected, which is really an important thing too. Excellent.
Correct.
Yeah. So that's good. Any other comments on this? No? Yes?
I'll make a couple of quick comments about the upcoming. Sorry, but especially for the new Mr. Vincent, it might be worth attending some of the meetings that are coming up. So I'll just list them. I have them in my calendar, my personal calendar, but they're not on my report. So I don't know if they're on the PACD report. I don't have that up in front of me, but definitely the January 27th PACD Executive Council meeting. So I would, Mr. Pannoni, I would try to attend that if you can. I don't remember the time, but since you don't have to travel for it, that is, it's much more doable for people. I'm not assuming that it's doable for you, but or anybody, but it's at least not traveling, and they last a couple of hours at the most. That's 10 to 12 on the 27th of January, and that would be very informative in terms of what's going on at the state level, and then there are committee meetings that you may or may not be interested in. But the legislative committee meeting, that is Friday, the 14th, and that's from 10 to 11. And again, directors are highly encouraged to attend them. And then the others are not as what I would consider as critical in terms of input from the boards, but for learning experience, I would say that the Conservation Committee meeting, and I do not have that on my calendar. Maybe you know when it is, Ed, but it's sometime in the next week and a half. So, page. Oh no, okay, that's tomorrow.
It's really in the next week and a
I
half.
was looking at the wrong week. So that would be extremely beneficial for learning what's going on at PACD and with districts in general. So that's from 10 to 11 tomorrow, the PACD Conservation Committee meeting. So I just wanted to throw that out there, and I'll let you get on with your meeting.
Excellent. Thank you for that input, Linda.
Do you happen to have a link for that information? I can just go on.
I can get that to you. Absolutely. After the
I was
meeting
looking for
today,
that
I
too.
will get that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be very helpful. Thank you.
Yes, Ed, maybe you could shoot me over Vincent's email
Yeah, sure.
address, and I can do that. Unless
Yes.
you want to do that, Ed, I don't want to.
No problem. Just so Vince knows exactly who he's talking with,
Oh,
Linda
sorry.
Mackey works for the State Conservation Commission and DEP. I don't know exactly who you actually work for right now, but it's.
I know. I know.
I think it's the State Conservation Commission, but she's employed by the Department of Environmental Protection. So the State
Yeah.
Conservation Commission is the agency that oversees the Conservation District and the Act 217 law. So she tries to keep us on the straight and narrow to make sure that we are following the Conservation District law, among other things.
Okay, and I put my email in the chat box in case anybody wants it.
I saw that. And thank you, Ed, because I just started talking and you didn't even know who I was. Vincent.
Yeah, this
Thank you.
disjointed voice from out there, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
Well,
you.
thanks anyway, Linda, even if you did a strange kind of voiceover.
Thanks.
Alrighty, next up is a motion request to file all bank statements for audit. You can see the list on your agenda.
Yeah, so moved. Make the motion.
Okay, thank you, Randy.
Second.
Second, Elaine. Everybody
Aye.
on board with this?
Aye.
Alrighty. Next up, the emergency reviews, motion to approve. Oh, no motion to approve deposit for the following emergency. None, huh? In all of
Yep.
December. How about that? Of course, hardly anybody worked in December, it looks like, you know.
I don't know. We got a lot of plans in here, but
Oh, they've been working and not submitting, I see.
or they weren't in a hurry to get them done right now.
Right. It's too cold now. Okay, thank you. Checks to be signed. Transfer of low volume road funds from affiliate, mini grant reimbursement, and petty cash reimbursement.
Yeah, just so you understand, it's not a mistake, but the low volume road funds gets direct deposited. So they're reimbursing us for the payment we made to Yaden Borough, but they can't put it in the right account. We're only allowed to have one account. So since the Growing Greener grant was already set up as the direct deposit account, they could always put the money into one account. So it goes into the affiliate money market account, and then we have to transfer it out and put it into the proper low volume road account that the state requires us to have.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that one. Petty
Right.
cash reimbursement, we all have an agreement that we're going to keep $2,000 in that account and no more, to sort of like protection that we don't use the debit card inappropriately. So we're down to 1,000, so we're going to put 1,000 in to get it back up to 2,000.
Okay, good. And the mini grant reimbursement with Newland Gristmill, we've been through and with them. We're through with them now, right? Until they submit again.
Correct. They submitted a reimbursement for their grant. So they were previously approved. They submitted the reimbursement, and Karen looked it over to make sure that it was in compliance with the receipts. And now we're ready to give them their $500.
Excellent. Thank you. All righty. All right, no old business either. I told you I thought this was going to be a quick meeting. So far, so good, huh? New business, COVID-19 county procedures until the end of January. So what are you guys doing, Elaine? tying us all up, making us behave? What's going on?
Well, what was announced by the executive director is that the week between Christmas and New Year's, the county was trying to work as remotely as possible with everybody working. Some of the employees that did have to come in, the skeleton crew, were given hazard pay. Now Howard has advised us that we should all try to work remotely if we can into the month of January. So what we are going to try to do here is work half the staff on, half the staff off, and they'll rotate because they have to come in to pick up plans and pick up the new permit workload. So they're just going to rotate in and out, but we should never have more than 3 people in the office for an extended period.
I guess you and Gina would be here all the time though, pretty much, right?
That's correct.
Right.
And the other thing the other change is masks everywhere. There's nowhere you're not supposed to have a mask.
Excellent.
And a double mask if you can, and N95. But I also want to this isn't really having to do with company policy, but I wanted to announce that starting today, we're doing free testing. I know it's been hard for everybody to get tests, but there's free testing walk up at Mercy Fitz, the hospital in, I guess it's Yaden, or it's like the border of Yaden and Upper Darby. And it's set up in their parking lot, and it's walk up. And like today, there wasn't really a line or anything. So if you know people who need tests, that's where to go. It's 5 days a week.
All right.
Is that
Thanks.
the only location in Delaware County?
No, there's also at the end of the week will be Springfield Mall parking lot. That one is, I believe, appointment only, and it's run by a private company called PerpSolve. It's on our website. And then you can also go to our clinic in Chester and in Yaden, but those are appointment only.
Got it.
So if you get on the Delaware County website, you can see see the whole. But the one at Mercy Fitz is all day, every day, not Saturday and Sunday, and it's not yet overrun. So
Is that the rapid test? They give you the results right away?
they do both. So you get both. They give you the rapid and the PCR, so you know right away, but then you also get the PCR back in a day or so.
Got it.
Excellent. That's good. Thanks, Elaine. Okay, next up. Alrighty. Compliance specialist Frank DeFrancesco has retired, and the person he reported to directly was Desiree Henning Dudley, who also retired earlier, and Christian Blott was interim. Now permanent appointment is Robert Page. What happened to Christian Blott?
He was just assigned that duty while they were trying to fill the position. So I don't even know if he applied for the position. I don't know that.
Right.
But
So
we got an announcement. So it's going to be hit or miss here for a while because they had a permission to hire a second compliance specialist, but that didn't get off the ground. So now we're going to be without it and without that institutional knowledge here for a while from Frank. And so I don't know how it's going to slow it down, the enforcement program, but hopefully they'll be able to get it up and running again fairly soon.
Are they looking for another person to do this as well as Robert Page or not? Robert
Page is sort of like the supervisor, didn't really do he's the replacement for Desiree, and Desiree was the supervisor for Frank and Carol. Carol is the 105 compliance person, which is streams and wetlands, and Frank was the 102 primarily. Right, okay. So for now, this is the way things are coming down. Okay, this is just Robert Page. All right. Report from thank you, Ed. Report from cooperating agencies. Beth, is Beth here anywhere? I do not see her name on the list. Okay. And next up is Linda, who already made a comment, but she's still around. There she is.
I did.
Her little blue thing that flashes at the top.
I know. I just like seeing everybody's face, and I'm sorry I'm not sharing mine. We're getting computers that are not personal because I'm working off of my personal computer.
Right.
And so hopefully our new laptops will will be a little more open to people seeing. So I apologize for this, but I didn't interrupt Ed because or add on to what Ed was saying, because you were ready to have me come on anyway. So in terms of the compliance and enforcement officers, compliance specialists, yeah, there are the 2 positions. They have been held up for months. So, the additional one has been held up for months. And it was the Southeast Regional Office's hope that there would be overlap for, like what Ed said, some institutional knowledge imparted to the new person. So now there are 2 positions that are vacant. I will say that Joe Adams, oh my gosh, I can't remember but he runs the field ops in central office. He's like up on the 16th floor, and he runs the field ops for programs in central office, and he's aware of the situation. So this was a couple weeks ago, though, now that he did indicate that he was aware of the situation and that he would expedite. At this point, the positions have been approved. It's just we're waiting for, or they are waiting for approval to post the position for interviews. So that's the real frustration. I don't know what is holding it up. There's been a lot of, questions regarding the holdup, but it just, for whatever reason, it's still sitting there. So I'm not sure. I have a meeting with the new Southeast Regional Office Operations Chief, Bob Page, next Wednesday. And hopefully I'll get a lot more information from him in terms of how he plans to move forward, both temporarily and permanently, in addition to, because he has huge shoes to fill. If you remember much about what Desiree brought to the table, he has to fill, but he's had some interesting ideas. So I think the end that we should feel encouraged right now. I know he's very determined to do things well, and if any of you have any remembering of MacGyver, he actually feels like he has to pull some MacGyver type maneuvers. I mean, that's his reference to himself, because he has to do a lot with a little bit, and he thinks that he's going to have to be pretty creative. So I really have some encouraging feelings about that. So that was my big thing. In addition to anything else, if anybody has any questions on my report, just let me know. And I will just be here for the rest of the call.
Okay, thanks, Linda. It's good to know you're there.
Thank you.
All righty. Next up is Ed's report. And let's go back over what he said.
You have a copy of my report. We're working with Molly Dager and the Chester County engineer and the rest of the region. We're going to try to put on a workshop to try to work with landscape contractors on how to maintain stormwater management basins. So we're going to try to set up a in-person training outdoors on the 1st of April. They have more confidence than me in the 1st of April being warm enough to do an outside meeting, but that's the goal. It's going to be in Perkiomen Township at their facility where they have a rain garden outside that they're going to bring people in to train them on, and some other things. So that's the goal, and we'll see how that goes. April 1st is pretty cold for me, but we will see.
What township did you say? And I'm sorry, excuse me.
Go ahead.
What township?
Perkiomen Township, I believe. Yeah. We all get together with the 4 counties to do some of these trainings. And the last time we did one virtual, we did it for home owners associations and maintaining their stormwater basin. And we had 176 people attend that, and that was well received. So We normally do it for engineering, and we're going to have to do another one for engineering people very soon because of all the changes DEP has. And I hope we can start to encourage them to start using e-permitting through a training. However, a lot of the other districts weren't quite sure that we're ready for prime time on that yet. They're still having some issues, rolling it out into the 102 program. It works, starting to work a little better now with the 105 program, but the 102 still has some glitches that they're trying to work out. But that's for another day. The issue of financial deposits or revenue. I just wanted to let the board know that at the beginning of the year, we forecasted $263,000 in revenue, and the budget department cut it down to $244,000. We came in at $271,000 in revenue that we deposited. So we're $8,000 over what we promised the county council that we would provide. So we're in good shape there.
Good.
Congratulations.
Right. They like it when we come in with more money. Yes.
I don't know. Sometimes Howard makes me wonder, like I didn't do it in my budgeting right. I can't budget down to the penny because it's so variable that I'm just happy that I'm over. Yeah, really. We did finalize the PACD highlight page, and the highlights for what PACD helps us with coordinating a page for every district, highlights the activities, like a mini annual report that they send out to the legislators to help with their working with the legislators' agenda. And it's been very helpful over the years. They put together a book and send it out, and we finalized that and are participating now for probably the 5th year in a row now. So we're in that.
Yeah.
Erosion and sediment control plans. We got sort of a backlog. Again, we have 5 that are overdue. One of them's a PennDOT, a PennDOT project that's overdue the longest, and that's for 322. I'm sorry, blanked out there for a second. The 322, the 103 section, and I've been trying to coordinate with the regional office and Paul Samaran, and I have not been able to do that. But we just did another one for him. It took me about a week to do for the part of that project, which is the bridge, and they just not getting it. They have a lot of issues, so I guess it's they don't meet the requirements yet. So hopefully I can work with them and get that straightened out. But I need to coordinate with Paul on both of these projects. The other ones are just at the end of December, and it was just because of the holiday schedule. So we should be able to get back up in speed pretty quick. The pipeline project with the solar farm was pretty unique meeting. They were going to have a meeting to discuss Buckeye Pipeline putting in a 16-acre solar panel farm. The only problem was they had to take out 16 acres of trees to do it. So. And it's for a pipeline. So hopefully we met with them. They tried the state has a way to try to encourage solar farms by having a white paper or a frequently asked question document on solar panels to make it so it's not really a lot of disturbance. But because they have to cut down the trees, it's all going to be cleared at grub. So it'll be 16 acres of disturbance. So they're going to have post-construction stormwater management and restoration on that site as well. So it's not the typical solar farm.
That really galls me, as I have mentioned before, to take out trees to put in this pipeline.
Is a fee in lieu of a tree replacement for that?
I don't know if the township does. The DEP would not.
It would be the township that would do it, right?
Yeah, Edgemont has you either have to replace trees or pay a fee in lieu of replacement trees.
Yeah, Radnor does too. So let's see. Is there no way they can go around these trees or redesign the route? Or is this just a monetary thing and this is the cheapest thing to do to kill the trees? Just wondering.
No, it's on the middle of a tank farm to begin with. So there's 2 areas on that tank farm that have contamination too. So they're skirting the edge of that as well. This was an area, I don't know, years ago, their public water had to be brought into Bethel because they discovered benzene in the drinking water. from this particular area. So they pretty much have cleaned that up, they said at the meeting, but this area could impact the corner of it where they've left it alone now for 16 years or so. So yeah, that's.
So if they have to disturb those acres anyway, why don't they disturb it and put the pipeline through there? Just
Well,
simplistically.
It's under existing tanks and pipeline.
Oh,
So that, yeah, the site, I don't know why this area, 16 acres, was not disturbed originally. I tried to get some information on that during the meeting, but because they showed some swales, but then they said that those swales were natural swales. They weren't man-made swales. I can't believe that 16 acres wasn't used for something in the past, but it was.
right.
I'm curious, do they have to get a zoning change for that?
I don't know that, bro. It was in Bethel, though.
Yeah.
Oh. Interesting and disheartening. Whatever. Okay, anything else, Ed?
No, that's all I have. That unless anybody has any questions.
I don't have any. Except what were they thinking, as it may?
That's a tract of open space that's adjacent to a tank farm, right? Is that what you said before?
Yeah.
And my first thought when you said that originally was, why don't they just put the solar panels on top of the tanks?
Yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
That's a good suggestion, Steve. Let's run that by them,
And
see
leave.
if that works.
I don't know if it's enough. It would be enough to generate the power they're thinking of. But.
Well,
Put them on top of the stadium, right? Why not?
There we go.
I don't know that. I think the tank farm is owned by Monroe Energy, not by the Buckeye Pipeline, so they probably don't have access to that. But
Oh, it's two different companies.
yes, I think so.
You would think they would learn to cooperate. Whatever.
Don't know. Yeah.
Oh, I know. Fantasy thinking. I know that. Okay, well, thanks, Ed, despite the fact that you're a bearer of bad news. Okay. Okay, next up is Michelle. There she is.
Hello.
Hi.
So it looks like, I don't know what happened. A final copy of my report didn't get saved correctly. I was having some computer issues the other day, but just wanted to highlight, as Ed said, we had a bunch of new permits come in November, beginning of December. So I think we're pretty caught up on our end on the technician side for completeness right now. So that's good. And just wanted to let you know, we did, 4 of us signed up for the MS4 stormwater training course in February. So we are confirmed to take that class, and it was actually even at a cheaper rate than what we thought. So
There's savings in numbers, right?
that's right.
Uh,
Other than that, I don't have anything to highlight unless anyone has questions.
No, I see that we're coming up on the poster contest. You're budgeting for that now, right?
Yep, we did approve the budget, so I should be getting things out in the next month is typically when. I'm just waiting to hear back from PACD on a question I have, because they're adding to the contest of allowing digital submissions, so things that people can actually draw on the computer. So there was some clarification needed, and they are looking into that for me.
Oh, good. Well, that'll change things. I would think, yeah. Some things will look much more professional than the others. We'll see.
Hello.
Hello.
That's what I am.
Is this Donna?
I'm not sure.
No, she,
Not from my end.
Donna's
Huh?
muted, so no.
No, okay. Oh, well. Okay, so anything else, Michelle? Come on.
Nope, that's all I have.
Maple Zone Vet Works sounds like an interesting concept. Maple Zone Vet Works? Is that what it says?
Yeah, that was actually a permit that we had back in about 2015. They put in new athletic fields off of Chichester Avenue, and it was eventually their plan to put in a restaurant and a hotel and I believe something else, but that never went forward and just the fields were built. So the permit expired and now they have someone interested in building the hotel there. So they will be putting the hotel next to the field. So very minor, as in they already cleared and graded. They just need to really put in the hotel pad at this point. But they did need a new NPDES permit because they are over an acre.
Okay, the name of it just fascinated me, backwards. Alrighty, is that it?
Yep, I think that's it.
Okay, well, thanks. For
You're
all you-
welcome.
Mhm. Okay, next up is Connor. I saw him somewhere. There he is in the corner of my screen.
Yep, how's it going?
Alrighty.
Yeah, nothing too major to cover here. Not really getting out as much, just more in the office this past month. As you can see, not too many meetings.
Right.
Yeah, just kind of continuing that now with working from home. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
all I
There were a
really
lot of
have.
holidays this month. There certainly were a lot of holidays this month.
Great month, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for submitting your report, even
Mhm.
though. Okay, thank you. And here's next up is Ari. And
All right.
he has a lot of vacation days too because it was December.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it was a relatively busy month in terms of new permits and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, my dogs are now just starting to run around, so if you hear crying, I apologize. Please. So I had a couple of meetings with some consultants regarding some permits that need to be resubmitted. And I managed to close out an expired permit. So I'm slowly but surely chipping away at that. So yeah, if there's any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to answer them.
Looks pretty good.
The other thing I wanted to alert, the staff is working under some dismal conditions this last December. We had a heating problem that has baffled the consultants. They come in to work on it. First they had a leak, and the leak was underneath the floor under Gina's area, so they had to tear up the floor to be able to fix that pipe. And then they got that to work, and then they tried to fix the boiler, and the circulator pump went bad, and they can't get a new one in with parts. They're waiting for parts to come in. So the heat now comes on, but the upstairs controls the thermostat. So when the staff comes in now, after about 2 weeks of not having the heat come on, it now is like 90 degrees in here on the first floor. So
I was gonna say it's nice and warm in here.
yeah,
Yeah.
they were working on it today, and hopefully the flanges that we're waiting on will come in. But it's been a series of problems that the consultant Nichols of Plumbing has been working on, and it's one thing after another. They were working on the water main out front here, and when they turned on the power, the pressure must have increased because the pipe broke and it flooded the basement out. That was a couple weeks ago, and then in December, all these furnace issues came up, boiler issue. So Mark is working with Mark on it to coordinate it and get it fixed, and they've been out here working, but it's been off. Like for 2 weeks, the heat was not on in the morning, and we had to wait till almost afternoon before it got off. So, but everybody worked through it diligently. I only had to send Sheena home the one day because they were cutting a hole in her floor, so she couldn't even get to her space at where she was sitting. So other than that, we struggled through it, and hopefully they'll have that addressed here shortly. They were here again this morning, so.
Right. Do they think they're done now?
No, they're still waiting for flanges, so I have faith that they'll get it done. I guess it's part of the supply chain issues. The parts came in and they came in wrong, so they had it all installed and they had to take it down and reinstall it again, and now they don't have the right flanges connected to the boiler.
Yeah.
No,
It just seemed like a pretty simple thing. I mean, I may be wrong, but I think it.
Not in this building. It's never simple in this building.
I know.
But I wouldn't move further. I love this building, so we'll get it worked out. Mark will help us out. I'm
Right.
sure.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad everybody survived. And we're here to talk about it. Excellent. Okay, next up is Karen Wilwell. Oh, there she is appearing in the lower right-hand corner now. All righty.
Hello. So I just want to highlight two things from my report for now. You can see on there we're starting conversations about the upcoming Master Watershed Steward Program training sessions. So those are going to be taking place largely online again. So it'll open up more opportunities for people to call in, and they won't have to travel as far. There are going to be some opportunities for in-person training sessions as well. So that's getting started, and we're going to be focusing on issues in the coastal zone of Delaware County. So that'll be all those communities along the Delaware River specifically. So that's really exciting because that's something that is unique to Delaware and Chester counties. Last year's training focused on Chester County, so there was a lot of agriculture and things of that nature focused on that training program. So this year is exciting, lots of Delaware County focused topics. It'll take place during the spring of 2022. So that's coming up, and we are in the process of recruiting for that right now. And the other thing that I wanted to mention, we developed and submitted and were awarded a grant from PACD through their DEP grant program for their non-point source mini grants. So this project is going to be a training for facility managers of Delaware County, as well as any other interested staff available to attend. And it's going to focus on MS4 issues specific to the county permit and how to best maintain their stormwater features on county-owned facilities, and how to detect illicit discharges and what to do about them when that happens. So we were awarded that grant for $2,500, and we will be working with the Center for Watershed Protection on that training. Again, we're shooting for a spring training session, probably early April or late March.
Let us hope we're normal by then.
I hope so.
Yes, it would be nice, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I also want to put a word in. I want to thank Karen. I had her fill in for me today for the County Council agenda meeting, and we had a low volume road project on the agenda, and she did a very good job of presenting it at County Council. And I want to thank Elaine too for helping to promote us and support us on that low volume road program. So thank you, Karen.
Karen did a really great job.
Excellent. Yes,
Thank
I'm
you.
sure she did. Yes, and where was this low volume road going to be? This project.
So what I was presenting the awards that the board determined at the last meeting.
Oh, good. Okay.
So that was to notify council of what we're up to as far as that program, and to get the word out about the program. So that was the Delaware County Parks and Recreation in Smedley Park, and then Nether Providence Township on Forest Street. Those two projects.
Excellent. It's good to get the word out because I think it's a valuable program. So there we go. I'm sure everybody else does too, right?
And a final note, I guess we should also congratulate Elaine on being appointed vice chairman of County Council.
Yes, I saw that online. Very good, Elaine. We're so proud of you, Elaine.
Yeah, volumes, I have.
Does this mean more work, Elaine? Does this mean more work for you?
The work is endless.
Yes, I'm sure. Think about that every time I read what's going on there. I think, oh my God.
It's mind-boggling.
Right, right. You didn't know you were biting into, huh?
But it's all good. All good changes.
Sure it is. It's wonderful to be able to do that. Thank you. Okay, so our next meeting, it seems like we're up to that on the agenda, right?
Yes.
Is February 1st, 2022. And I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
I'll make that motion.
Alrighty, thanks, Randy. Can I hear a second?
Second it.
Okay, thank you. I'm sure everybody's in favor, right?
Aye.
I look forward to seeing you maybe in person in February. We never know, do we?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Hope so.
Yeah, right. Me too. It's just that I could never have imagined this. Like as a young person, I could never have imagined the world being like this. It's really bizarre. At any rate, have a good month, a good new year for everybody. Happy New Year. And I'll look forward to seeing you and hearing from you in the near future. Thanks.
Thanks.
Sounds good. Happy New Year, buddy.
Thanks.
Happy
New Year.